Chapter 10. Punctuation Marks. Let's look into it. Punctuation is an important part of our written expressions in any language. In English too, the punctuation plays an important part. In speaking, we use pauses and the pitch of the voice to make what we say clear. Punctuation plays a similar role in writing, making it easier to read. Punctuation marks. Punctuation marks are signs such as periods, full stop, commas, and question marks. They are used in sentences to make the meaning clear. Punctuation consists of both rules and conventions. There are rules of punctuation that have to be followed, but there are also punctuation conventions that give writers greater choice. Period, full stop. The end of a sentence always takes a full stop. For example, Tinu lent me his writing board. Children are playing in the park. The train arrived late. It's not a very tiny day. Comma. We put a comma between items in a list. For example, you need paper, scissors, and glue. Put a comma after yes and no. For example, is this your book? Yes, it is. You also put a comma before or after the name of the person you are speaking to. For example, hello, Mr. Kashyap. Goodbye, Anu. Commas are used before please and thank you. For example, could you pass me that pen, please? Would you like some orange juice, Dhruv? Yes, please. A comma is also used between the parts of a place name. For example, New Market, Bhopal. The Red Fort, Delhi. Question mark. A question mark is used at the end of a question instead of a period. For example, didn't you read the instructions? Exclamation mark. An exclamation mark is used at the end of a sentence that shows a strong feeling such as surprise or fear. An exclamation mark is used instead of a period. For example, help a bulldog. What a shame! We can also use exclamation marks with strong orders. For example, sit down. Don't touch that knife. Be quiet. Apostrophe S. An apostrophe is used with S to show who something belongs to. For example, this is Malini's room. This is my pet's place. We also use an apostrophe to show where one or more letters are missing in a contraction. For example, am, she's, is, his, has, we are, you are, I had, you have, he'll, will. Quotation marks. Use quotation marks around the exact words that someone says. You put the mark at the beginning of the words and the mark at the end. Use a comma before the last quotation mark to separate the words from the rest of the sentence. For example, this coat is mine, said Samira. Suppose the exact words that someone says come after the rest of the sentence. In this case, put a period before the last quotation mark. For example, Mansi said, come inside and have breakfast. Put question marks and exclamation points in the same place as periods before the last quotation mark. For example, is this the way to the post office? The man asked. Colon. When you are reading a play script, notice the colon between the name of a character and the words that they speak. For example, Parul, what have you got in the basket? Manu, my new suit. Rehan, when are you going to Delhi? Ajay, this afternoon. Semicolon. It contracts two separate but related independent clauses. For example, I missed the bus. I guess I am walking to school. We can go to the museum to do some research. Mondays are pretty quiet there. Capital letter A, B, C. Use a capital letter as the first letter of the first word in a sentence. For example, dogs are very watchful. Where is your ball?